In March of 2015, a New Orleans-based four-man rap group called Truce Mob came onto the national hip-hop scene with 2 consecutive singles and matching videos that gave them the proper launching into the game. But wherever you see success, there's always a real-life story behind it all.
Make that money, no I won't quit, man, I gotta get my fam out of here. My whole life on the line, man, is get rich or die trying. I'm just saying.
Suspect was last reported southbound.
1023 with the pursuit.
Around 8:30 on December 20th, 2014, in Gentilly, New Orleans, 2 armed men wearing hoodies and face masks entered a Chase Bank where they encountered Zoe Williams, a bank employee who just so happened to be walking into the bank at the same time as the masked men. Without warning, they snatched her up at gunpoint, then walked into the bank where the second gunman grabbed another bank teller, walked her over to the safe and demanded she open it. The robbers filled the black gym bag with a little less than $200,000 before fleeing the bank and disappearing out of the parking lot.
I ended up hearing about it reading about it on the news. I think they robbed a bank and they robbed a jewelry store, I believe. That's just a crash and burn right there, man, just real fast too.
Walter and Casey Johnson are 2 out of 4 brothers to Toya Johnson and had both come into their own 15 minutes of fame after the first and only dramatic season of the Toya TV series. When the show ended, they linked up with a couple of hometown partners and started the group Truce Mob, and in no time they became famous, but for all the wrong reasons.
It's your boy Triflon, aka Walter from Toya's Family Affair.
You know, he had a clique called SG, and BET was even producing some music videos for us. Big video producer with like a $50,000 budget or something like that. So he really had some momentum and some things going for him, you know what I mean? You know, because he had all this television promotion and everything. It was a perfect situation, you know?
What they gon' say when I pull up and they go? That boy be doing the most. I go so old for them hoes.
By the time this music video came out, a federal investigation had already connected members of the Truce Mob to a couple of major strong-arm robberies, which included a Chase Bank robbery that took place just months prior to this video release.
Up to the code 3 chase. Suspect was last reported southbound.
1023 with the pursuit.
Although the bank robbers burned the getaway car and even fled the city, 2 crucial pieces of evidence were left at the crime scene, both of which were nails in the coffin for those involved. One was the DNA of the robber who grabbed the second bank teller, and 2 was the confession of the first bank teller. Zoe Williams, the bank employee who entered the branch at the same time as the masked men, was actually the girlfriend to Casey Johnson, the alleged getaway driver of the robbery.
Casey's one of the ones that, robbed the bank. You know, Casey was pretty wild, you know.
Williams told investigators that Walter Johnson and Jay Lyons approached her a week prior with the plan that involved knowing the bank's operations, who would be there, and the procedures of opening the bank's vault, all of which she provided the information for. She also admitted that she knew about the plan as well as the day and time they would execute.
I think the story is like Casey was dating some girl that worked at the bank. Kind of set it up like that.
With the investigation ongoing, the Johnson brothers, Lyons and Jaquanda Octave, continued with what they thought was a successful operation, and on July 14, 2015, they walked into a jewelry store in Gonzales, Louisiana, and robbed it of $160,000 in jewels and a fistful of cash, the whole time not knowing they were already hot. A few days after the Gonzales robbery, the 4-man crew ended up in Atlanta, Georgia, where they decided to record another music video.
That Truce Mob shit, nigga. Y'all already know.
On July 18th, Casey Johnson was pulled over in Atlanta, where police discovered the stolen jewelry and cash that was taken during the Gonzales robbery and was the beginning of the end of the notorious Truce Mob.
I don't know what brought Walter, to end up, doing something like that. I mean, he seemed like he was on a straight and narrow since getting out of prison.
When the heat came down, the feds had all they needed to close in on the Truce Mob, which started with the DNA of Trife on the jacket of the bank teller he grabbed, and it ended with the confession of the girlfriend, both of which left no wiggle room for any other options, so they all confessed and were all dealt with accordingly. Due to their leadership role in the robbery, Walter Johnson and Jay Lyons were the conspirators and were given the most time, while Casey Johnson and Zoe Williams were handed lesser sentences for their share of the work.
You know, like I said, I was shocked to find out. I was like, dang, man, I gotta think he just got frustrated. Maybe his rap career wasn't taking off the way he had hoped it was going to. It wasn't moving in the right direction like he thought it was going to do or something. I don't know.
Get that money till it's over. Me, my pistol, my 4 walls. Grab my shit and kiss the tola. I might not see her tomorrow.